The European Police Office is the law enforcement agency of the European Union that handles criminal intelligence and combating serious international organized crime by means of cooperation between the relevant authorities of the member states, including those tasked with customs, immigration services, border and financial police, etc. Headquartered in The Hague, the agency has 912 staff, of which there are regular police officers and 185 liaison officers, as well as personnel seconded from national law enforcement organizations. The agency has no executive powers, and its officials are not entitled to conduct investigations in the member states or to arrest suspects. In providing support, Europol with its tools, information exchange, intelligence analysis, expertise and training, can contribute to the executive measures carried out by the relevant national authorities. History. Europol has its origins in Trevi, a forum for internal security cooperation amongst EC Interior and Justice ministers, created in 1975 and active until the Maastricht Treaty came into effect in 1993. Germany, with its federal organization of police forces, had long been in favor of a supranational police organization at EC level. It tabled a surprise proposal to establish a European police office to the European Council meeting in Luxembourg in June 1991. By that December, the Intergovernmental Conference was coming to an end and the member states had pledged themselves to establishing Europol through Article K1 of the Maastricht Treaty. Europol was given the modest role of establishing a union-wide system for exchanging information amongst EU police forces. Delays in ratifying the Maastricht Treaty led to Trevi ministers agreeing a ministerial agreement on the Europol Drugs Unit in June 1993. This intergovernmental agreement, outside of EU law, led to the establishment of a small team headed by Jürgen Storbeck, a senior German police officer who initially operated from some temporary cabins in a Strasbourg suburb while more permanent arrangements were made. Once the Maastricht Treaty had come into effect, the slow process of negotiating and ratifying a Europol convention began. In the meantime, the Europol Drugs Unit had its powers extended twice. In March 1995 and again in December 1996 to include a range of trafficking offences in its remit. During this period, information amongst officers could only be exchanged bilaterally, with a central database to be established once the Europol Convention was ratified. The Europol Convention finally came into effect in October 1998 after ratification by all 15 EU national parliaments, though some outstanding legal issues ensured it could not formally take up duties until July 1999. The Europol Convention was superseded by the Council decision of 6 April 2009 establishing the European Police Office, converting Europol into a formal EU agency as well as increasing some of its powers. The European Parliament was given more control over Europol by the Council decision as well. The establishment of Europol was agreed to in the 1992 Maastricht Treaty, officially known as the Treaty on European Union, that came into effect in November 1993. The agency started limited operations on 3 January 1994, as the Europol Drugs Unit. The Europol Convention was signed on 26 July 1995, and came into force in October 1998 after being ratified by all the member states. Europol commenced its full activities on 1 July 1999. Europol came under the EU's competence with the Lisbon Treaty, and the convention was replaced by a Council decision in 2009. It was reformed as a full EU agency on 1 January 2010. This gave Europol increased powers to collect criminal information and European Parliament more control over Europol activities and budget. Authorities 3 different levels of cooperation are possible: training and technical cooperation. Strategic cooperation aimed at exchanging general trends in organized crime and how to fight it, and the exchange of threat assessments. Exchange of personal data and requires the fulfillment of Europol's standards in the field of data protection and security. The Directorate of Europol is appointed by the Council of the European Union. As of May 2015, it consists of Director Rob Wainwright and Deputy Directors Will van Gemert, Aldrich Martinu and Eugenio Orlandi. Europol is politically accountable to the Justice and Home Affairs Council via the Europol Management Board. The Council controls the appointment of Europol's director and deputy directors. It also controls Europol's budget, financed from member state contributions, rather than the EU budget, and any legislative instruments it deems necessary for Europol. The Europol Management Board is staffed with Interior Ministry officials with 1 representative from every participating member state. It meets at least twice per year and exercises political control over more routine staffing and budgetary matters, amongst other things. The Joint Supervisory Body oversees data protection in Europol and has 2 representatives from each participating state's data protection supervisory body. Financial supervision over Europol is aided by a committee of auditors drawn from the membership of the European Court of Auditors and known as the Joint Audit Committee. The Joint Audit Committee is not technically part of the European Court of Auditors, as the Europol budget is not part of the overall EU budget. This unusual arrangement preserves the intergovernmental character of Europol. The European Court of Justice has minimal jurisdiction over Europol, with its remit extending only to limited interpretation of the Europol Convention. The European Ombudsman, while not given a formal role in the Europol Convention, seems to have gained de facto recognition as an arbitrator in Europol matters relating to requests for access to documents and Europol staff disputes. Cybercrime. On the 11th of January 2013, Director Wainwright and European Commissioner for Home Affairs Cecilia Malmström launched the European Cybercrime Centre, which is aiming to tackle those cybercrimes committed by organized groups to generate large criminal profits, such as online fraud, causing serious harm to the victim, such as online child sexual exploitation, affecting critical infrastructure and information systems in the EU. The European Cybercrime Centre is an organisation of the European Union attached to Europol in The Hague. It will start with 5 experts, expanding to a staff of 40 in 2013, but is not expected to be fully functional till 2015. It was officially opened on the 11th of January 2013. It is tasked with assisting member states in their efforts to dismantle and disrupt cybercrime networks, and will also develop tools and provide training, cooperation with third countries and other bodies. The Director of Europol is able to enter into agreements for Europol with both countries and internal organizations. Europol cooperates on an operational basis with Albania, Australia, Canada, Colombia, Iceland, Liechtenstein, Republic of Macedonia, Monaco, Montenegro, Norway, Serbia, Switzerland, the United States and Interpol. It has strategic agreements with Bosnia and Herzegovina, Moldova, Russia, Turkey, Ukraine, United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime in the World Customs Organization.